fucking expression. I should be sleeping. I should really be sleeping. I mean, how many times is that the case? Really, truly, I'm sure some additional rest would probably help in just my coping with existence many times. This feeling of overwhelm that keeps coming and that I'm just so fucking tired of. I'm tired of, there's all of this shit that isn't mine. All of this shit that isn't mine. That I'm just so done with. The worry and the caring so much in a fearful way. The anxiety, the trying. I'm tired of the trying. Trying to figure it out. Trying to know. It's so hard to even put a finger on. It's just all of this fuckery internally. And I know it has to be collective shit. There's so much happening around me. And it just feels like being bombarded. This uprising of guilt and shame and worry. All of this shit that is so old and I'm so done with. I'm so past that shit. Man, I know I'm worthy. And I know the judgment of it is just more ego. It's ego that's sick of its own shit. That's what it is. I mean, again, it's ego calling itself a problem and feeding itself in that twisted way. Saying, this is a problem. I don't want to feel this. I don't like this. This is wrong. It shouldn't be. Saying that anything shouldn't be. That's all ego. Just tangled up in itself more and more deeply. And it is only ego that wants to be alone. It keeps creating this urge of like, I gotta run into the woods. I don't know how many times I've felt that feeling. I mean, in my life, especially in the past year, of just time to go. Time to pack up and disappear into the woods where no one can find me. And I have no one to answer to. No one to explain myself to. No one to be judged by, essentially. No one to be perceived as disappointing or failing in some way. Words. I know I'm frustrated with my articulation recently. It's just felt like a struggle. And that just is what it is. That's what it is at the moment. Sometimes it all flows and it's eloquent and it comes through effortlessly with ease and it just feels right. And other times, word be hard and no work good and it just feels stuck. Maybe those are times I need to just turn to other avenues of expression, but this is the one that feels so natural to me. I've always talked to myself out loud pretty frequently. Not like this. This started in the past year. But whenever I'm doing things, I'm talking to myself. I'm processing out loud. It's what happens. I'm talking about what's happening. I do it without intending to, really. The words just need to be out of my body. There's something about that. And it's more than just writing. I write all the time. I journal all the time. But speaking out loud, I don't know, it gives me a chance to listen to myself in a different way. Because it's one thing when you're trying to listen to the voice in your head. It's easy to get it confused with you then. You're the listener, not the speaker. And when the words are spoken aloud, it's maybe easier for me to sit back and listen to them and just hear what's being said and not hold on to it so much. Not even be trying to derive meaning from it all the time. Just listening to the words, the syllables, the sounds, the way that they feel. So this is another pointless, perhaps, ramble. It's just the meaning. It's the means and the end in itself. It is the reason for itself. It's not trying to make a point. It's not trying to change anything. It's not trying to say anything. It just is. It just is what is. There's just this fucking jumbled up, staticky ball of shit. And I don't know, I just had that vision again of like the collective egregore of angst that I have touched so many times. It's like an electrical socket that I keep finding my fingers stuck into. Because I've spent a lot of time there, because I've added to it. And so there's a connection. And I keep noticing, and I keep disconnecting, because I don't need to feel that. I really don't. I'm not mad at it. I'm not trying to fight it or tell it it's wrong. I want to love it. I understand the pain that it's been through. I understand that it's there because of how many people, myself included, have felt lost and confused and afraid for so long. But I'm done with that. Why is it that it's so much easier to relate to people in their pain than in their pleasure? Why is that the case? Why do I feel like I'm more acceptable when I'm in some state of suffering and resistance than when I'm not? Than when I'm standing in my power and my joy? Why does it feel safer to me to be in a state of unhappiness, aware that I'm generating my own suffering? Why does that feel safer? Because we've made it that way. We've not only normalized it, we've given people trophies for climbing out of holes that they dug themselves. It is that collective circle jerk of suffering. The whole fucking martyr complex. I'm so tired of that. I don't want to be a martyr. I'm not here for that. I am not here to suffer. I'm not here to die. I'm here to live. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to be free, to be liberated and unrestrained and uninhibited and unapologetic in my being and my joy. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to live happily ever after. I'm not here to spin the same old sad fucking story of suffering and struggle and strife and then maybe eking a little something out. No. That's such a load of shit. I'm done with that. I don't want to be relatable. If that's how I'm relatable, I don't want that. Then let me be ostracized. Let no one understand me. Let no one fucking agree or care or like me or any of the things. I would rather be happy and outcast than miserable and accepted. And that's what society has taught us to be, miserable and accepted. You only belong here if you're part of the grieving masses who know everything sucks and we're just waiting to die. No. Fucking fuck that shit. I am not a part of that game. I am not playing that role anymore. And I can feel the internal widening of the eyes, the gasps, the disdain at that. I can feel it externally too. Whether or not it's actually occurring in my physical experience, I can feel it in the collective energy. The reaction of masculine, of out of balance masculine to the uprising of feminine, because that's what's happening energetically, globally, galactically. Feminine energy, which is soul, which is feeling, which is desire, and therefore pleasure focused, is rising. And it is that toxic, egoic masculinity, nothing to do with gender, everything to do with energy, that says your pleasure is dangerous. Because if you're pleasing yourself, I can't control you. If you've discovered that you have the power to please yourself, then you don't need anyone or anything. And if you don't need anyone, you can't be manipulated. There's nothing I have to lord over you. If you're not seeking salvation from something outside of yourself, then I can't lure you with the promise of that. If you have found your own salvation within, if you have found your own liberation from enslavement, if you've realized that you put those chains on willingly and you can take them off just as willingly, then I have no power over you. That's what ego, the mind masculine, says. The frightened one. It's frightened of feminine, of her freedom, of her power, of her inability to be controlled. Because she will gladly be crucified in the court of public opinion and never budge from the knowledge of her worthiness and well-being and the righteousness of her desire and her pleasure. She will burn smiling rather than live in spite and misery. Because she knows in joy there is eternal life. They feed one another. It is standing in her power and her knowledge of that well-being, of her eternity, of her divinity, that brings true joy and true peace, true satisfaction, that which cannot be altered. So she would gladly die or perish or face the destruction of the physical form before letting go of that knowledge. Physical destruction is not death. So much has happened recently. So much it's impossible to keep up with. It's enough to just be in this flow and letting it move me. And oh, I am moved. The scenery changes. Faster than I can keep up with. But that's the point. That is the point. It's a breakneck pace because everything has shifted. We are in a new phase. Not just a new place, a new continent, a new country, a new planet. It's all different now. And so we're being challenged, really challenged, to step into this role, this new one, the one that we were born for, that of divine deliberate creator. Divine, deliberate creator. Holy, absolutely worthy, radically worthy, and absolutely abundant. Realizing this, we begin calling forth that abundance of all which we desire on purpose, because we desire it. That is how creation takes place. We're learning this, we're here to practice it, but it's time to put this into action, to really get practical about it, about our creation. So of course there's going to be this uprising of the other, of everything that says, this is wrong, this is dangerous. The out of balance masculine aspect that becomes ego wants to control, and it controls out of fear. So it's installed the voice of guilt to try to shame us out of feeling good, to shame us out of our pleasure, when the pursuit of pleasure, of desire, is the most natural, essential, and beneficial thing that any of us can do. It is following the soul, following desire, following what is wanted, the heart, the calling of the heart. That's following the soul. And when ego can convince us that feeling good is somehow wrong or inappropriate, it's stepping all over our creation. It's convincing us that desire is wrong, that any desire could possibly be wrong, is bogus. All of it is sacred. You don't receive a desire that's inappropriate. There is no such thing. If it were judged, if it were deemed inappropriate by the universe, you couldn't receive it. you wouldn't feel it. If it were not allowed to be, it wouldn't be. The fact that it be's, the fact that you feel those feelings, that you want that thing, means it's allowed, and it is. It exists. It's not just right and appropriate, it's real. It's already been given. That's why you receive the desire. It's your ticket, it's your proof of purchase. This has been given to you. That's why you want it. Because it was already asked for, already created, already received. This is your receipt. Your desire is your receipt. This transaction is complete. It's over. The desire is just the evidence of its fulfillment. Just saying, here you go, here's what you purchased, here's what's yours. It's there for you. This is your winning ticket. All you do is know that it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Your desire is proof that it's finished. Your desire itself is the proof that what you are desiring is yours, belongs to you, is in your possession. Present tense. That is not theory. That's not concept. That's not affirmation. That's the truth. That is factual. That is what that means. It is really turning up now, the heat of this practice of refocusing into the desire, into the truth of what it means. First of all, the worthiness of self, the righteousness of the desire, the fact that it is sacred. It's not just allowed to be felt, it's good. It is a good thing. It is good for you. It is serving the highest good of yourself and all to feel desire. And your feeling that desire is the evidence that it has been fulfilled. Again, I like this concept. I like this. It's not it's a way of thinking about it, a way of perceiving it. And I like this, feeling this in myself, that my wanting is my receipt. That proof of purchase. That shows me this is what's mine. This is what belongs to me. My desire for this thing is the evidence that this belongs to me. It's the paperwork. It's the proof. It is the indication that I have created and received this thing. And now I get to just be excited about it. Look at what I got. Look what I got. Look what awesome shit is mine. And that anybody can have. You got your own awesome shit. You have your own infinite resources. Divine deliberate creator that you are, you get everything that you want. And I get everything that I want. And they don't stand in the way of each other. There's no competition here. There's no limited pie that we're all eating from. We have our own pie, and each of our pies is infinite, and we get to bake into it continuously whatever the fuck we want. And all of it is good. All of our wanting is good. All of our creation is good. All of it is delicious. We really do get to just savor this. That is how this can work. That's how it's intended to work. For every bite to be delicious. For every moment to be better than the last. For us to enjoy our creating, enjoy the contrast, enjoy all of it. For all of it to be satisfying and delicious. Continuously and only more so. That's how this is meant to be. And all we ever got to do is line up with that. Line our belief up with reality, which is that everything we want is ours. Start thinking thoughts that support your desire, that support your having of desire. The awareness of what that desire really means. This belongs to you. You want this because it is. You want it because it's real. You want it because it's yours. Because it's in your hands. Because in reality, you are holding this. You are experiencing this right now. And you're going, oh my God, this is great. Hey, rest of me. Here's what you have to enjoy. Here's what you just bought. With your desire, your creation. Your wanting. Made this. This is now yours. And I send you the feeling of wanting it to show you what it is that you just received. Added to your personal collection of manifestation, which is limitless and growing every moment. I would rather be loved than be loved. I remember speaking these words. I remember speaking them in a dream. Where I was facing, well, demons, for lack of a better word. Which are just these thought forms. Negative thought forms. That's all that is. That's what devil energy is. Negative, dense, low vibrational, delusional. And I was facing them, and the judgments, and the feelings that they tried to elicit, that they did elicit, evoke from me. And ultimately, these were the words that I spoke. I would rather be loved than be loved. I would rather be light than be perceived as right. That is the truth. Those words bring me tremendous comfort. I would rather be myself, which is love, loving, enjoying, delighting, continuously, rapturously, pleasing itself for its own selfish satisfaction. I would rather be that than anything else. I would rather be that than be accepted. I would rather be that than be approved of or validated. I would rather die smiling than live grimacing, scowling. But you know what? I don't have to. I get to live happily ever after. I get to live joyfully. I get to live peacefully and pleasantly and pleasurably forevermore. I get that. I get that. That's mine. Because I want it. and my wanting is evidence of its fulfillment. I get what I want because I am divine. And my creations belong to me. One of my many infinite, intricate desires is the knowledge of my absolute worthiness. And I receive that again and again and again. I am not giving that up. I'm not just worthy, I'm well. I'm provided for, I'm taken care of. Continuously, eternally, infinitely. And so I cannot be harmed. I cannot be killed. I do not have to die. Because again, I'm not here to be a martyr. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to be happy and to live. I'm not here to die for some cause. I'm here to live for myself, for my own joy and selfish satisfaction, for the pleasure of my creation and the pursuit of my desire, for the feeling of delight that it gives me. That's what I'm here to do. To have a good fucking time, to have fun, to play, to laugh, to frolic, to build and grow and expand and evolve. More than anything, to love. And love is pleasure. That's why I love to love, because it feels good, because it pleases me. The more that I'm pleased, the more that I love. The more that I love, the more that I'm pleased. That's it. That's all I'm here to do. To feel good, to please myself, to create, to want more, to have more. On and on and on. I'm not here to suffer. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm not here to struggle. I'm here to live and love and laugh. Wow, someone should put that on a poster. I'm here to live happily ever after. And that is exactly what I intend to do, which means that is exactly what I do. That's it. That's what is. I live happily ever after. Period. I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm going to sleep because I want to, because I'm gonna sleep so well, and I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna enjoy every beautiful, delicious thing that is and that is coming to me, and I am going to be thrilled in everything that I have created and am creating, and I'm going to be unapologetically joyful and visible in my pleasure, and I'm going to love ferociously, fiercely, unabashedly, uninhibited. I'm going to love wildly because that's what I want, because that's what I do, because that's what I am. Because I am madly in love. And it feels so fucking good to me. And we're here to be in love with everything. With ourself and all of ourself, which is all of our creation. We're here to be in love. We're meant to be in love every single moment with everything, only more deeply. That's what's meant to be. And I intend to exhibit that. Oh, because I am an exhibitionist. I absolutely am an exhibitionist of love in all its forms. That is what I put on display. That is what pleases me most greatly. That's what I'm here to do. To expose my love fully for all to see, because it satisfies me too. And to create only more of that love so that I can show only more of it. To plaster my body with it. I like that. Be a walking display of love. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Naked and free. This is my expression. I'm done with it now. Done with wallowing in sadness. Time to drown in the pool of pleasure. In which I can happily swim laps into infinity, because it is an infinity pool, not the kind with the edge that looks like it's going on forever, but a horizon that actually stretches on without boundary. I can just explore these depths forevermore. And that's what I intend to do. Because I am worthy of this. Radically so. And as we are the same self, so are you. Blessed evening, worthy being. What divine things have you created? What love is there for you to bask in? I know there is much, and there is only more coming. There is only good to look forward to. Have a beautiful evening and a very good night.